here we are. This is the last video for your ultimate marketing checklist to help you really work through this and kind of go a level bit deeper with you. I want to make sure you get the most out of this, that you simplify and streamline your marketing and you do the things that are actually going to get you the most impact. And you're going to be able to use and spread across all the different types of activities you might be doing to promote, market, enlighten, and sell your products and services. So we are actually looking at right here at that last page of that download that you received in the first email that you requested, this free resource for you. So we're going to walk through some of the actual tools that you're going to want to create and sit down and mark off your list, because these are going to be some of the most vital things for you to implement as soon as possible. So we've talked about multiple times throughout this, your clear brand script. We know, and I've said this before, that people don't necessarily buy the best products and services. They buy the ones that they can understand the quickest. You have the best products and services, but I want you to not confuse your audience, because if you confuse, you lose. So we need to be clear, we need to be articulate, and we need to stay on message. You're going to feel like you're repeating yourself over and over after you create this brand script and you start implementing it into your business. But honestly, that means you're doing it right. People only capture a tiny fragment of what we put out there into the world, and people need to hear stuff between 7 and 10 times before they actually really absorb it. We're so distracted. We have so much going on in our worlds today. Our job is to repeat our message and be clear and consistent with it over and over so that we can connect with those customers and give them the opportunity to solve their problems with us. So creating that brand script, you're going to use this when you're writing your emails, your social posts, when you're creating speeches, if you're getting up and presenting, if you're going on a podcast, you're going to use this. Really, a lot of the sound bites are going to come from this. So be very specific about who you want to serve the most and why. What are the problems that you're addressing there? So I also gave you a link, and we'll be sharing it here again, where you can actually go and directly get my brand scripts tool. We actually have a blog post that actually walks you through the brand script in a little bit more detail. And then we also have a resource that you can use. So there should be a link in the email that you received this video through, but I'm going to give them to you really quickly again. The blog post and the resource can be found at storybuilt.marketing/blog/brandscript. You can also go directly to that resource at storybuilt.marketing/brandscript. Yes, that's right. So then the next thing you're going to want to create, and we didn't talk about this in other videos, but I have a resource for this too if you want to dive into it. That's another free resource, is your one-liner. So can you answer the question, what do you do in 1 to 2 sentences so clear enough that even a first grader could repeat it back to you with clarity? So in our culture, at least in the United States, we are constantly asking people, what do you do? We're really identified by what it is that we do. And you want to take advantage of this opportunity, but I also have on that resource for the one-liner, and on that resource we call it the perfect business intro. You're going to have a whole list of places where you could actually use this. It's really powerful. You can use it in your email signature, on your business cards, so many places. The coolest thing I've seen is businesses that actually pay their employees. So they have they gamified it. That actually give out $5 bills if they could walk around the office and ask people to repeat their one-liner. Because guess what? Everybody in your office gets asked what they do. So everybody from HR to accounting to customer service to equipment maintenance to if you're a paving crew, a screed operator, all of them can be part of your sales force and your marketing team if they memorize and learn to say your one-liner. And you know what? People are going to get really interested in what they do. So instead of having something that people just blurt out and you start talking about, well, my grandfather started this business and, we've won all these really awards and we really want to be the best places to work, all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you a little secret. People don't really care. What they really want to know when they ask you what you do is, what could you possibly do for me? So in the back of their mind, their subconscious is telling them, this is really great. That's really, really exciting, but I'm looking to be a hero. I'm looking to solve my own problem. I'm looking to win my own day. And I need you to quietly step aside so I can find somebody to help me win my day. That's what we're all looking for. We're looking for a guide or the solutions to solve our own problems, even when we answer these questions. So the sooner you learn to frame a one-liner or a perfect business intro, as we like to call it, then you're going to be able to suddenly get people to say, whoa, wait, that's really interesting. Tell me more. So make sure that you grab that resource as well. We're going to include that link in the email, but you can find that right on my homepage as well at storybuilt.marketing. Right there at the bottom, you can grab that resource as well. Another thing you're going to want to create is the first place you're going to really want to implement your new messaging from your brand script is on your landing page. Now, we can hire graphic designers who are great at making things beautiful, but you need to control your message, or you need to work with a guide that knows how to really handle your message so that they use the right words, because words still really, really matter. And people these days always go and check out our website to see what we're all about. So this is a great place to really begin implementing that. And a great way to start is to wireframe your webpage, which means we basically outline the copy or the words that we're going to use, the messaging that are going to bring it to life and make it clear and make it compelling and really drive people to be curious, want to be enlightened more, and then also to take action. If you need help with this, schedule a call and we can talk to you about that process, because you want to get this right. It should be incredibly clear and concise and not confusing them. We don't want them to bounce. It's really important. So you can always schedule a call at storybuilt.marketing/schedule. So the next thing you're going to want to do is create a compelling lead generator. I put on here a PDF, but really it could be a lot of different things. It could be an ebook. It could be a video. It could be a lot of different things. Get super creative. It can be a challenge. I know there's a lot of people that do things like that, but the simplest, quickest thing to create is a PDF. So even if you want to create something a little bit more complicated, definitely go ahead, but create a simple PDF so that you can get started building your list today. It's an item that's so valuable that an individual is willing to trade their email address for it. We know that people value their email addresses between $10 and $20. So they want to and they need to feel like they're getting something in exchange. The old newsletter really isn't working anymore. That's not really what people want to exchange their email for. Even though they may fall in love with your email later, your newsletter, your weekly emails, because they're going to be so good, I know they are, and you're going to understand the value of showing up to them every single week, or at least on a very consistent basis. That's not what they're going to exchange their email for. It's a way to help you grow your email list and do it really, really well from the beginning. And if you haven't figured it out yet, your email list is a gold mine of all the potential customers and the current customers that you can continue to go deeper with. And you want to connect with them consistently and as soon as possible. Then the next thing is create your first email campaign. When you do get those emails, it's really, really great to have a nurture sequence set up that starts and it continues that conversation. They're curious. When they first find you and they opt into that, their curiosity is at peak level. They were out searching for a solution, so take advantage of that. Have a sequence already built that takes them through maybe creating some authority, creating some social proof, which can be testimonials, video testimonials, those types of things, overcoming some of their objections, giving them some extra value if you have another additional resource that you can share with them. And then always giving them a strong and clear direct call to action. Make sure that they know if they need to buy now or schedule a call. Make sure it's very, very clear and you're giving them the opportunity to do that at any time. So those are the things that I want you to check off of your list. It may seem a little bit daunting, but if you think about what you've been doing with your marketing and sales, doesn't it feel really great to have a very clear plan in place now and know these are the things that if I can clarify and implement are going to get me the most leverage and going to start moving my business forward, gaining me traction and attracting the customers that I want to work with. So I hope you found this really helpful. And I also hope that sometime throughout this sequence, you have actually emailed me back. Reply to those emails Start a conversation with me. Ask me questions. That is what I'm here for. I'm here to ask you questions, to clarify things, if I have additional resources for you, or if you want to borrow some of my time, if you want to borrow my brain, we can get on a call and talk about what would serve you best, or if we have additional tips and resources for you. You can do that at storybuild.marketing/schedule, and I can't wait to have a conversation with you. So even right now, click reply. Let me know how this process has went for you. Let me know where you got stuck. Let me know what your goals are. Let me know how you're doing.